Hi. Tonight I'm going to talk a bit about the process of transformation and even initiation. I do not declare myself an authority on these matters. I am speaking from my personal experience and the understanding that I have come to. The first step of transformation is acceptance of the truth. To take a true look at your life and what you're doing. We all have a way that we would like to see ourselves. We all have our ego, our layers of personality developed. But at the end of the day, when no one's looking, and you sincerely review your motives, your actions, and I'm not saying that they're all horrible or anything, but we all have aspects of ourselves to address that we don't want to address. Your first step is addressing these matters, be them in your habits, in your thoughts, in your routines. Because in order to transform, you must understand what is not worthy. Turning the unworthy into the worthy is the goal. So that's the first step. Accepting who you are. Accepting everything you've done up until this point. Accepting what is. And then there's the process of understanding where you would like to go. Now that you've come to accept and address these things, the next phase would be to obviously start contemplating how you want to change things, what you want to replace it with, what you want to become. And that can take time. That doesn't have to be all settled right away. But, especially if we're talking about spiritual development, we should have a set of morals or understandings or guidelines or truths that we hold with importance. Be it traditional or not traditional, the fact that the emphasis is on holding truth and holding a higher standard or a connection with a higher being or whatever your spirituality of choice may be, and living your life in a way that is focused on benefiting people. Benefiting the world, evolving culture, evolving yourself, exceeding the limitations that we are placed in. Just doing our best to be our best, and not for oneself, but for the sake of the whole, of the community, of the bigger picture. Your great work here on earth, or your desired purpose, your stated understanding. And this brings me to the topic of the concept of initiation. You can sort of think of it like, the hero's journey or the fool's journey. In, spiritual or magical context, initiation is embarking upon a process of discovery, of development in those teachings, growth through those teachings. But it also applies to life, because we do go through this process of initiation consistently. Those deep lessons that impact us, those moments of pride, those moments of despair, those moments of joy, those moments of love, those moments of progress, those moments of triumph, they all imprint things into us. And especially, you know, circumstances aren't always great, so sometimes those processes are very difficult or even unfair. But we can choose a path of initiation. Let's say that, you know, and I'm taking it out of spiritual well, let's put it in spiritual context. Let's say that you wanted to transcend whatever level of consciousness, and you find a path that really resonates with you, and you decide to formally initiate or devote to that path. Even if it's by yourself, there's self-initiation too. It's a declaration with yourself and calling in whatever entities or spiritual what have yous to sort of deem you that, or just deeming yourself that in name of whatever. You know, these are just some examples. But you begin a process of transformation, because the idea of it is that you will be enlightened, or you will gain some perspective or development that is high-minded, that is not rooted in the mundane, that transcends the material, that transcends the superficial or mundane world. Though I wouldn't call this world mundane, but I think you get the point. It's a process of evolution within yourself. So whatever it is you want your life to become, whatever you want it to transform into, start that process of initiation, whether it's in a spiritual light, or let's say you always wanted to be a musician, and you declare that that is your life path. Perhaps you have a whole idea around that as to why. I mean, everybody has a passion for a reason. Everybody has meaning for a reason. What really fulfills you, what really brings out that deeper part of ourselves, where progress or change is made. Again, not only for you, but even for the world. You know, that's why we have the pyramids. It's a declaration. It's that's why we have great works of art. That's why we have great music. That's why we have educational development. That's why we have culture. That's why we have, you know, that sense of community and betterment and development and trying to improve, and the reason why it matters to be a good person, or whatever. What motivates you to get up? You know, I think that's it for now.